in my hand, I have a list of 50 NBA players.
Okay.
This list was created by ESPN. These are the top 50 NBA players ranked by ESPN. I'm very curious to see who put this list together. We will,
the top experts.
The top experts.
Experts.
We will.
Remember,
I'm sure we'll agree on
experts.
some things, but on the contrary, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be fun to talk about. So, I think what I'll do is I'll start with 50 and go 50 to 40, 40 to 30, and so on.
Okay.
So, number 50, LaMelo Ball. 49, Aaron Gordon. 48, Julius Randle. 47, Evan Mobley. 46, Kristaps Porzingis. 45, RT, what jersey are you wearing?
Shout out to DeMar DeRozan, baby.
45 is DeMar DeRozan. 44, Jalen Williams from the Thunder. 43 is DeJounte Murray. 42, Spicy P. 41, James Harden. And number 40, Brandon Ingram. What stands out? Just hearing it, what stands out to you guys?
I mean, Aaron Gordon over LaMelo Ball is pretty wild.
That's a lot.
I mean, I get LaMelo hasn't been the healthiest.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of crazy to me. Jeez Louise.
That's so bad. LaMelo should be way higher.
Yeah, if you want to take a look.
Yeah.
LaMelo should be way higher. Because I almost feel like he should be like above. He should not be 50. He should not be above Aaron Gordon. I don't even think
because one healthy LaMelo is
he should be above Evan Mobley.
Player.
Yeah,
he is like
he
one
should
of
be
the most
above
fun
Evan
players
Mobley.
to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's an interesting list for sure.
And that's just cracking the surface. There's going to be more eyebrow raising. What are your thoughts on DeMar at 45?
I think he should be higher than Jalen Williams.
Yeah,
personally,
I
at this
agree.
point in his career, I think Jalen's obviously one of the. If this was like young stars, then yeah, Jalen's up there. But DeMar's he's averaged 20 points in 10 straight seasons. Like it's like you can't knock that.
His
like I get there's some young players that are playing good, but come on, dude, DeMar, you need some more respect than that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's better than DeJounte Murray. I think he should have been ranked ahead of DeJounte Murray. Yeah.
So what number would you give DeMar? RT, you start.
I think we should go through the rest of the list, and then I will give my.
I think DeMar's a top 30 player in this league.
Okay.
I think he has to be
top 35,
at least top 30.
Top 35 at bare minimum.
Okay, once we get through, I want to hear the reorder. Okay, 39, Derek White. They've been giving him so much love. Do you want to
see that's where I would put DeMar over
D White
Derek White. Yes.
Yes.
I would put him over Derek White.
Solid
easily.
player. Derek White's a solid player.
Do you think this is influenced by the
Seems like it's
Olympics?
influenced by winning just
Olympics.
to be on a winning team.
Yeah,
So if the Kings are a top 3 seed, they should all be top 20 players in the league.
I know.
If we were a top 3 seed, DeMar, Domas, and De'Aaron Fox, throw Keegan Murray, top 25 player in the league.
Before the
top 3 seed.
Yeah, before the 2025-2026 season, I'll get the list up. We'll
do a recap. That'd be fun.
So 38, Mikal Bridges. Okay, I want to stop there because
Not with that new jump shot.
are you guys seeing what has happened to that man?
It's broken.
It's
that jump shot's
broken.
atrocious.
Did you hear Ant chirping him at the free throw line? He's like, "What did they do to your shot?"
He was confused.
Yeah.
He was like, why did you change that?
Dude.
Like, I don't understand the thought process on, like, why he felt the need to change his mechanics.
Because when the Knicks traded for Mikal, I was like, I mean, as a Kings fan with some eyes on the East,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is awesome for the Knicks.
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
But usually
my
you change your
God.
shot when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons, they all changed their shot and their form because they weren't shooting good. Mikal was borderline all-star with his jump shot.
He's coming off of his best season of his career.
His best season, so I don't understand the thought process. Because I saw
That's
those
crazy.
clips, and yeah, that was one of the funkiest releases I've ever seen. It just looked like he had a hitch. It looked like Charles Barkley's golf swing. It didn't look right. It didn't look. It sucks because he's such a good player.
I know.
So
I'm
you're
a
just
big
like,
fan.
why?
Kings
why
wanted him.
change?
Kings really wanted him.
We wanted him
We
bad.
all
wanted him.
But now I'm glad we got DeRozan.
Yeah.
Okay. 37, Trae Young. 36,
Ooh.
Drew Holiday. People are very high on this man right now. 35, Scotty Barnes. 34, Shaq would love this. Rudy Gobert at 34. 33, Lauri Markkanen. 32, Chet Holmgren. 31, Jamal Murray. And number 30, the new nickname, Big Meow. Karl Anthony Towns. Big Purr.
Oh my God.
And after all that,
It's crazy because shout
No,
out
they were
to
talking to
Cat.
media about you. They really
They
did.
really did.
They were just talking media.
They really did.
He's so zesty.
Oh,
I
my
love
God.
Zest. He's first team all Zest for
All
sure.
zest.
sure.
All zest.
Dude.
Him and Keegan.
So no, Keegan's not. He's
Keegan's
first team
probably
all,
like that. When
he's
behind
first team all
closed doors.
cuteness.
Behind closed doors, you never know.
You never know.
You never
You're
know.
right.
He probably likes to tickle De'Aaron.
During the sleepovers, right?
As soon as
Yeah, yeah.
interviews are done, he actually he becomes the tickle monster.
He's like,
of the
boys,
team.
it's just for the camera.
Yeah. This
I
is the
know.
real me, boys.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on 39 to 30?
Trey Young is way too low.
Yeah, Trey was up. Yeah.
Trey Young is lower than Jamal Murray.
Trey gets a lot of hate throughout the league
He
for
does.
some reason.
I think Trey Young's a very good player.
I don't know why he gets so much hate, but
I don't get it either. I mean, he. I guess a lot of people live in New York and they just are like,
ESPN's headquarters.
yeah, that's their,
why.
yeah, just like they're just not fans of Trey.
I mean, it just seems like this list is all based on winning. I mean, Chet Holmgren over Trey Young. Obviously, Chet's coming off, being in the team, the best
His
record
first,
in the conference.
only one season to prove it, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like this whole list, whoever put this together, is using last year's standings as a huge, main reason on putting players ahead of others.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like because personally, I think Trey Young has shown that he's more of a centerpiece than Chet Holmgren at this point. But if we're talking young stars, obviously Chet Holmgren has more potential to be better than Trey Young. But I don't think Chet Holmgren is better than Trey Young right now.
No.
I just don't. I don't think Drew Holiday's better than Trey Young.
They are putting a ton of value on defense, though.
Jamal
Derek White, Drew
Murray is
Holiday,
not better
Rudy
than Trey
Gobert.
Young.
Trey Young, if the Hawks were a better team in the East, I think Trey Young would be higher.
Yeah,
It's a shame that they're using that as a
I just want to know the metrics.
right.
Give me something, or it's kind of like the MVP voting. Like, what are you voting on?
Right.
You know,
Right.
or six man. We'll talk about that.
So
later.
dumb.
Okay, so we went through 50 through 30, and only one Sacramento Kings player was mentioned. So far, do you think? We'll see where we land. Number 29, the wine enthusiast Domantas Sabonis at 29, and let's just put a pause. Instant reaction at hearing Domantas at number 29 in the NBA.
I mean, he's historically been one of the most underappreciated players in the league. So I think as a Kings fan, we're all super biased because we see how hard he plays, how much he puts on for his team, how valuable he is to our team.
How durable,
how reliant he is. So I think it's low, but I'm also not surprised because the national media, everyone is always undervalued Domas. So upset, but not surprised.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I think it's more of it. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's what it is. I'm just disappointed at ESPN because they had 2 years. They've watched Domas play through a broken left hand. He played through a broken left
Played
hand.
with a black eye all season.
Multiple bumps and bruises.
Bumps and bruises.
That's just a day in the life of Domi. And
And then he gets home and Tygie's climbing on him. You know what I mean? No one
he's
sees
just
that.
father of the year. He's father of the year when he walks
He's Big
back home.
Bird, dressed up like Big Bird.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
Another thing that they mentioned in the starting five series multiple times that Sabonis, he was breaking records that only Wilt Chamberlain was holding. This man had an unbelievably successful season last year, and they gave him 29.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Bonkers.
Disrespectful.
Bonkers. Okay, 28. His starting five counterpart, Jimmy Butler. 27, Zion. 26. 26. De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is at 26. And do you want to hear all the people?
Yeah. I want
ahead of him?
to hear all of them.
25, Kyrie Irving. 24, I'm very curious to see your reactions to this. Paolo Banchero, 24.
They think Paolo's better than Kyrie Irving.
And De'Aaron. And Sabonis. Yeah, this is... Okay. 23, Damian Lillard.
Nah.
22, Kawhi.
Woj must have made this list as a joke before he left.
This is so
This has to be like an
inconsistent.
April Fool's joke.
He wanted Shams to report this list just to get back at him for all these years.
Yeah. It's a Shams list. God, dude,
22
that's terrible.
is Kawhi Leonard.
That's terrible.
21, PG, and 20. Another big reaction coming. John Morant. So,
Purple Scar Morant.
so there's a lot to digest after hearing 29 to 20. Sabonis
God.
again was at 29. De'Aaron was at 26. So if you were to give your non-biased, try to be as completely non-biased as possible. De'Aaron Fox, where do you think he should be? Without even hearing the rest, like, where do you think he should be?
I think Fox is a top 15 player in the league. I think he's a top 5 point guard. To be that low,
26.
26? I mean,
It just doesn't sit right with me.
it doesn't. I think he's better than Paolo. Kyrie is arguable, obviously. Think he's better than Tyrese Maxey, who's 19, who we'll get to. I think he's better than John Morant. I think John Morant, De'Aaron Fox is a little bro.
John Morant, how many games did he play last year?
Not enough
Not
to be
enough.
I think
20
he played.
and De'Aaron
I
Fox
think he played
26.
11 games.
11.
And they're basing it off of, like, coming into the 2024-2025
Yeah,
season.
because they're assuming he's going to be healthy.
They saw Jaws 11 games. They're like, wow.
It's clear whoever made this list doesn't watch Kings games. Like, it's just
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
They look at stats. They look at box scores, and they don't know how impactful. Because arguably, if you watch Kings games, some people would put Domas ahead of De'Aaron Fox as far as best players in the league, as far as like best player on our team.
It's a fair argument.
So
for sure.
to have Domas 29 and Fox 26, I think it's a list made from somebody who doesn't watch Kings basketball. And to have Paolo over Kyrie Irving, they might not watch basketball in general. So I really just want to know who made this list, because it seems
I'll give you the names
seems like
off
an April
camera.
Fool's joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so inconsistent. Oh my
we
god.
will-
It's not good.
We'll dive into the article and scroll to the bottom. And see
And that's the
who
first
they
time
were.
I've seen it like in its entirety. So
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I
showing me
wrote
this.
it all out. 'cause
Yeah,
I needed you
shout
guys
out
to
This
see
is
to
this.
awful. This is awful.
Oh my god.
Okay, so 19, Tyrese Maxey. Whoa.
That's ridiculous.
RC, if you need to use the restroom, you could
Yeah,
walk out the door.
yeah.
My gosh.
RT has a bone to pick with Tyrese Maxey.
Oh my
Can you,
God.
wait, what's the
I think
beef?
he's overhyped.
What's the
I think he's
beef?
overhyped.
Okay, so
Solid player, overhyped.
I agree. I think it's what it is everybody assumed that he had this big breakout last year. Rightfully so.
He
Very
did.
good
He
player.
played great.
Very good player. But I
He
think
had a 50 bomb, right? He dropped the 50
dude,
burger, right?
His teammate's one of the best centers
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
Like, he has so much space to create. He has so much space to play his own game. And he's good, but yeah, I just think it's a little too much.
I just
love.
think
Too
like,
quick?
Yeah,
Yeah,
too
too
quick.
quick.
Like
Yeah.
especially when you put Tyrese Maxey, like he's over players like Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, John Morant. He's like arguably with Tyrese Halliburton. I've seen people say like that Maxey's better than Halliburton. I'm just like, pump the brakes. Stop. He had one good year. He has to show me that he can be able to do it again. I think that if I had to trust somebody, let's say like De'Aaron Fox was in Philadelphia, like at that spot, De'Aaron Fox would have beaten the Knicks in that series along with Joel Embiid. Like, I think that to me, De'Aaron Fox had more clutchness.
I like that.
Yeah,
No, I like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
love when RT picks up the mic. I just know there's about to be some heat
I'm
coming
just-
out that mouth.
Because
He's
I'm
like, he's
saying-
like the Skip Bayless of Kings fans.
No, but like a logical fan.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to be logical.
Very logical. I think
Because,
a lot
like,
of people agree that Tyrese Maxey is overhyped. I think a lot of
Yeah.
If you're not a Philly fan, I think a lot of
Oh
people
yeah, like
are in agreement
there's
with you.
no way that Tyrese Maxey should be over De'Aaron Fox. None.
No way.
None.
No way. He just plays in a bigger market, plays with a bigger player.
he
Joel
gets more,
Embiid's
gets
global.
more national attention. Yeah.
It's yeah.
18, Bam Adebayo. I think that's fair. Bam, he's a great player.
Yeah.
17, Donovan Mitchell. This next player I want to talk about. 16. Do you have any idea who I'm about to say? Without looking at my paper, I'll just say it. Tyrese Halliburton. And this is where we need to discuss this.
Okay.
So, as we all know, massive blockbuster trade, Sabonis for Tyrese. It benefited both teams. But the national media is obsessed with Tyrese. I mean, rightfully so. He's a great person. He could be up there for face of the league. He's like
He's a great person.
He's a
great energy.
He's a great guy to
great
be
focal
around.
point. Shares the ball. Isn't selfish. He's what you want in a team.
Stays out of trouble off the court. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great guy. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and you need that when.
Yeah, he's a snow bunny captain. He's a snow bunny captain.
We all saw
he's-
the 50
we all
Cent
see the
video.
videos.
That was crazy.
I mean, social
So
guy,
funny.
nice with the ladies.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
No, so
Snow bunny MVP.
so number 16 is that too high, too low, or just about right. And seeing his name above all of the Kings players on this list, does that have a bad feeling in your stomach about it, or are you just you're over it, you're trying to move on, or
I mean, I've moved on. I moved on from Halliburton as a player just after the success we had with Domas, understanding when you want to win in this league, risks have to be made. But
I mean, we're still fans of the guy.
We're
for
still
sure.
fans of the guy.
We're rooting him on, of course.
And
like
to be
everyone
honest-
in Sacramento is.
To be honest, I like that ranking of him. Obviously, he had a great year in Indiana last year. They did well in the playoffs. So, like I said, whoever made this list is obviously using last year as kind of a standing point or a big kind of way to grade these players. I like that that's where he's at. You know, it kind of stings when people put him ahead of Fox because we obviously want Fox to be the better player. We think Fox is the better player. He's the better scorer, at least. I think we can all agree on that. If we're talking ISO score or clutch score. But, you know, I'm not mad seeing Halliburton that high. I think he's who you want as a basketball player. His IQ is off the charts. And
One of the best passers.
he's amazing. He's a
Ever.
great basketball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because you want him to be a better scorer, right? Obviously, now he's not with us. I don't want him to be a good scorer. But
I don't
he's
think
shown
scoring is an issue for him at all. He's been
it's not. But you
pouring
would
it
like
in.
to see him more aggressive.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one thing.
I
Just
think
at
that's
certain
what's
times.
stopping him from being a top 5 player in the league is being
Yeah.
that focal point on scoring. But he also wouldn't be where he is if he didn't show off his passing and how he is as a playmaker.
And all the 2020 games he's been having, just
Right.
insane. I mean,
right. So as much as it stings him being above De'Aaron, I think it's a fair.
I really
spot
I
for
think
him.
it's So I think maybe even top 15. I mean, he's going to be around for a long time, and he's going to break a lot of records. He's going to do amazing things in this league, and we all knew that. We all knew that early on in the Kings uniform. We saw it, but
We all saw it. I remember his short shorts right away. Like people were clowning him in the locker room. They were like, "What is this guy doing
He's
in
got
short
the swag.
shorts?"
He knows.
But he didn't care. Like right away, you could tell. I think it was the first game that we played against the Nuggets when he came off the bench. You could just tell something was different about him. Like I know everyone speaks on aura and everyone speaks on like this energy, whatever. But when he came onto the court in his first game against the Nuggets, you could tell our offense changed. We shared the ball more. He actually made Buddy Hield pass. He had effects on our team that only special players can have on teams. So, don't mean to rant on that, but loved seeing Tyrese in a Kings uniform.
I think it's important for us to talk about him because
he was a big piece. He brought us Domas. It's not like we lost him for nothing. It's not like we had bad ties and left him for agency.
No.
We needed him to be where we are right now and to be as successful as we are right now. And Domas is a key piece for us. He's a key piece for our franchise. He's on the global status with the Netflix documentary. So we love Tyrese. We wish him well, but I'm so glad he gave us someone to build from and a great person to build from in Domas.
I agree. Well said. I think when it comes to the rankings, though, I think Tyrese Halliburton is where he needs to be in that top 20 conversation. I think he is around that range. I would personally put Donovan Mitchell over him just because I think that Donovan Mitchell just carries more impact than Tyrese Halliburton.
He's played a longer career. He's proved more, won more.
Not only just a longer career, but just like in general, I think that Donovan Mitchell carries more weight to his team than Tyrese Halliburton carries to his team. Because if you...
And the Pacers win a lot when Tyrese isn't playing too, which is, I mean, that's no knock on Tyrese at all because like that happens around the league every day. When their star goes out, they're still NBA players. They know how to play without a good player on their team, So,
anyways, what's next on the list?
So number 15, Devin Booker. 14, Jaylen Brown. 13, Anthony Davis. 12, Jalen Brunson. 11, Victor Wembanyama.
Wow.
11.
At 11. So that Yeah, I'm curious your guys' thoughts on that because obviously he's a once in a lifetime talent, generational player. He's only played in the league 1 year, and they're saying so. This is like LeBron hype,
Yeah.
right? I mean, he's the only player to have that type of hype coming into the NBA, and I think do you think he exceeded his expectations for his first rookie year, or do you think he followed to any?
I mean, I think
expectation
he did about as good as he could his first year. Obviously, the Spurs, they're a great system, but they didn't really have anyone to give him the ball. I think Jeremy Sohan was their point guard, right, for most of the year, and Trey Jones. But I know Trey Jones had some injuries, so I think he had about as good of a first year as you could. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think if anything, he's excelling expectations. He's a better shooter than at least I thought he would be right away. He's shooting the ball really well for someone his size, which is ridiculous.
And I think another big thing is the fact that he didn't suffer any major injuries,
right?
Because that was a huge thing coming into the league. Like, he's 7'5" and he's very skinny. And
yeah, I mean, Chet Holmgren got injured in a pickup game before the season started. Who has a similar build? Yeah, and people were, they were curious to see if a player of that stature could last a full season. And the Spurs are just such a smart organization. They kept him only playing certain amount of minutes, and it wasn't super public, but they weren't playing him heavy minutes at all until maybe the end. Maybe I don't even think then, but he's gonna get way more minutes this year, and I'm curious. He got drafted very high in fantasy this year, so we're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about the end. Yeah.
Top 10. Are you ready? Number 10, Ant-Man. Number 9, Kevin Durant. Number 8, Joel Embiid. Number 7, LeBron James. Number 6, Steph Curry. Number 5, Jason Tatum. Number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 2, Luka Doncic. And number 1, Nikola Trotman, horse racing Jokic. So the top 4 are all international players, which is just, the game is growing by the year, and it's just crazy to see. I don't really have any issues with the top 10. I think they're going to slide throughout the year, of course. LeBron entering year 22 in the top 10, so it's just freaking crazy. But yeah, Joel at 8 is interesting. I think he could slide up, obviously. He was having a unmatched year last year before he went down with injury, so
yeah.
So that's the top 50. And
I think you could put Embiid over Tatum when Embiid is healthy. I'll take a healthy Embiid over a Tatum easily.
But clearly this list is,
it's all health.
It's all winning,
Winning and health,
yeah,
and stats. Inconsistencies.
So that's the top 50. I'm just glad that our Kings players are named. I think in the top 100, Malik is on that list, and Keegan Murray is on that list as well. And yeah, I think we had 5 Kings players in the top 100. So, any thoughts on that? I think winning. That's pretty great.
It's great.
I think it's great.
I do think especially in the top 50, those 3 players should be higher, but winning cures everything, and it's nice that we're actually getting some recognition. So,
and I think this is motivation.
They need to be higher. Once we see the mid-season rankings, and we do another episode.
Yeah, we'll talk
updated
about it.
And how
for sure.
well the Kings are doing. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But once they can see that we can sustain a winning team, winning season, I think they're going to be ranked a lot higher.
I totally agree.